Hey, you. Thanks for flagging the news about Wink Martindale. It definitely sparked our interest.
Yeah.
So for this deep dive, we thought we'd, explore his life and career a bit,
Right.
and specifically focus on something maybe less known, his early connection with Elvis Presley.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Because most people, when they hear Wink Martindale, they immediately think game shows.
Oh, totally. Yeah, tic-tac-toe.
Gambit, yeah, the classics. He was sort of the king of game shows.
And rightly so. I mean, his career lasted 74 years.
An incredible 74 years. It just boggles the mind, really. How do you stay relevant that long?
Exactly. What do you
Right.
think that was? Just adaptability
Mm.
or personality? I mean, the media landscape changed so much.
It must be a mix, right? Personality, adapting, probably a bit of luck, too, being in the right place.
Yeah. And the news mentioned he passed away Tuesday, April 15th. He was 91.
91. And surrounded by family, it said. His wife, Sandra, they'd been married 49 years.
Wow, almost 50 years. That definitely adds a personal layer to the loss.
It really does. And, thinking about that long career, it didn't start with TV game shows. It actually began much earlier.
In radio, right, back in Tennessee.
Exactly. Jackson, Tennessee, Winston Conrad Martindale, that was his full name.
Winston Conrad, huh? Okay.
And apparently, he just got fascinated by radio. No family in the business or anything, just drawn to it.
I love those stories. Just pure passion, no connections needed.
And even back then, they mentioned he had that booming voice and all-American good looks.
Ah, okay, so the raw ingredients were there early on.
Seems like it. Started as a DJ in Jackson when he was only 17.
17, wow.
Okay.
But the really interesting part, the Elvis connection, that came a bit later, in Memphis.
Yeah, fast forward to 1954. Wink's working at WHBQ Radio in Memphis, and this is where his path crosses with, well, a very young Elvis Presley.
Just on the verge, right, before everything exploded.
Pretty much. And the story behind their meeting is great. It involves an acetate record.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more.
Well, the station had this acetate of Elvis singing, "That's All Right."
Okay, the legendary track.
And another DJ there, Dewey Phillips, apparently just kept playing it over and over.
Why? Just liked it.
The listeners went wild, phones ringing off the hook, apparently. Just this incredible, raw reaction from the Memphis audience.
You can just picture it, can't you? That
Yeah.
local buzz. It feels so different from how music breaks now, maybe more national or global from the start.
Totally different dynamic. And Wink wasn't just, standing by. He was involved.
How so?
He actually helped get Elvis to come into the studio for an interview right in the middle of all that excitement.
No way. So Wink Martindale facilitated one of Elvis's very first radio interviews.
Seems like it. A key moment, right there at the dawn of rock and roll, and Wink's in the mix.
That's amazing. Just being in the right place, right time, but also taking that initiative.
Exactly. And it wasn't just like a brief encounter, this meeting. It turned into a real friendship.
Really? They stayed friends.
Yeah, apparently they remained friends right up until Elvis died in 77.
Wow. Through all the craziness, the superstardom, they kept that connection.
It suggests something pretty genuine, doesn't it? Maybe formed before all the intense pressure of fame really hit Elvis. Mutual respect, perhaps?
Must have been. It says a lot about both of them, I think. Wink sticking by him, Elvis valuing that early connection.
Definitely. And, the connection didn't just end back then.
Oh. What else?
The information you shared points to his more recent involvement, too, with Graceland.
Ah, okay. Keeping the legacy connection going.
Yeah, like in 2024, just last year, he was actually at Graceland for Elvis's birthday celebration.
Was he just attending, or?
He was being honored. He received a Beale Street note, for the Walk of Fame there.
That's fantastic.
Mm.
So Graceland and the Elvis community really continued to recognize his role in Elvis's story.
It seems so. It shows they valued those early figures, not just for history's sake, but maybe for that continued positive relationship.
And wasn't there something else recently, too, during Elvis Week?
Yes. Also in 2024, during Elvis Week, he was the voice for the Elvis Fan Choice Awards.
So he was still actively participating, lending his voice, quite literally, to celebrating Elvis.
Right up until fairly recently, which makes that statement from Graceland about him being deeply missed by the Graceland family. Well, it really lands, doesn't it?
It really does. It shows that bond was real and lasted.
It paints a fuller picture,
Yeah.
The game show host everyone knew, but also this significant early chapter with arguably the biggest star of the 20th century.
So wrapping up this deep dive then, what are the main things people should take away about Wink Martindale? especially thinking about this Elvis link.
Well, first, obviously, that incredible career length, radio, TV, game shows, real adaptability, connecting with audiences for decades.
74 years, still amazing.
Second, that really unique window he gives us into Elvis's earliest days in Memphis. That friendship started right at the beginning.
Before the icon status.
Exactly. And third, I'd say his continued connection to the Elvis legacy through Graceland right up to last year. It shows how enduring those early ties were.
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
About how these local interactions, someone at a radio station, can end up having such a huge ripple effect.
Absolutely. Wink Martindale playing a part in getting Elvis heard, building that personal bond that lasted.
It is powerful.
And maybe that leaves us, and you listening, with a thought. How many other moments like that have happened? Seemingly small things. A local DJ spinning a record that just clicks with people.
Yeah.
Setting off these chain reactions, forging friendships, shaping careers, and ultimately kind of shaping popular culture itself. It makes you wonder about all those other unexpected connections out there.